Clowder contributor spotlight. Miranda, she, her pronouns. Please note the audio component of this interview may have a couple of extra sentences and giggles. Meowdy folks, spotlight for this month is Miranda, who uses she, her pronouns. We don't have any content warnings for this interview. It's pretty wholesome. Hi, Miranda.
Hi.
It's nice to be here together. Could we
Yeah.
maybe start with a land acknowledgement for you?
Yeah. So I'm on the unceded territory of the Mohawk, Algonquin, and Anishinabewaki.
And to the extent you feel comfortable, how do you identify?
So yeah, I am a trans woman of color. I'm of Arabic North African descent. I also identify as neurodivergent. Um, and I have a I'm a big bag of chronic conditions. Let's put it that way.
Like a bag of chronic conditions in a trench
Yes,
coat.
pretty much. Yes.
I love that. Thank you for sharing. What are some of your special interests, your hobbies, and maybe your favorite fandom?
Oh boy. Well, in the interest of keeping things brief, I will probably limit it to just a few. So, right now, I would say that the special interest I spend the most amount of time on is making content for my YouTube channel. So, my YouTube channel is primarily a comedy Let's Play channel where I upload highlights from my Twitch, where I'm playing video games and I'm, being funny or gross or whatever. And so those have been fine. But I also make video essays as well. So I have three scripted videos on my channel that I'm very proud of. So two of which are video essays, and one of which is a comedic recap of the film Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. But my video essays are about kind of like my trans experiences, and those are videos I'm very proud of. So I have one video about it's called "How I Cracked My Trans Egg in 4 Decades or Less," and it's my by far my most successful video that I have on my channel, and I feel like it really resonates with a lot of people because a lot of people have a lot of kind of similar experiences, and I also feel like the space on YouTube for trans content creators is largely represented by trans women who are both young and white, and I am
Mhm.
neither one of those things. So I'm able to offer like kind of a different perspective as an older trans person that's kind of taken a long time to go through their journey. As far as like other hobbies go, I mean, I'm an avid gamer. I play a lot of PC games. I'm also a bit of a film nerd. Unfortunately, due to my mental health, it's difficult for me to engage with a lot of media. But I actually have a video plans about a specific series of films that I'm gonna be working on over the holidays. Whenever this goes out, whenever you folks are listening to it, I probably have already written the script for it. So go
Ooh.
subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to be the first one to watch it. And as for favorite fandoms, I don't know if I have like a singular favorite fandom. I mean, if you tune into any of my streams or if you watch my videos, you'll notice I have a lot of Star Wars stuff in the background. But I wouldn't say that's like my favorite fandom. So I mean, there's a bunch of fandoms that I like. I'm a big Star Trek nerd. I really like Dune. I really like Planet of the Apes. There's just a lot of different like science fiction and fantasy fandoms that I like. But I wouldn't say like I like wholly identify with any singular fandom.
Mhm. Yeah. I really like your super lesbian animal RPG Let's Play series. I think you
Oh my
have two
god,
two videos that have come out that I haven't seen yet, and I'm looking forward to having the downtime to get to see them.
there is another one coming out tomorrow at time of
Oh my
recording.
gosh. Oh
Yes.
my gosh.
Because well, the way I set up my Let's Plays is I upload Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I alternate the game. So like one week, so like right now I have a series for Baldur's Gate 3 and Super Lesbian Animal RPGs. So it's like, for instance, Monday will be Baldur's Gate, and then Wednesday will be Slarpaga, and then Friday will be Baldur's Gate, and then the next week it'll be Slarpaga again, then Baldur's Gate, then Slarpaga. But yeah,
Nice.
I adore that game. Super
It's
Lesbian
so
Animal
cute.
RPG, by the way, is such a great game. It's like this like underrated gem of a game. It's very queer, very trans. It's really funny. It's really heartfelt too, and I really want to share my love of that game with the world because it's really special.
Yeah. I love that. So, switching gears a little bit, how did you find the Clowder? Do you want to tell us your origin story with this community?
Yeah, it's kind of a fun story. So I actually found the Clowder through a friend of the channel, Jessie. So at the time I was a fan of hers. Since then, like we've, become friends. But, at the time I was just, just random internet viewer of hers. And I saw her post to Twitter things like, hey, I'm gonna be doing this interview on Gender Master. I was like, oh, I got nothing better to do. I will watch this interview. I like Jessie. So I watched the interview and I kind of stuck around after that. It's like, hey, I kind of like it here, and I stuck around. And I think a couple months later there was Tidor, and I really kind of that was something that was really really meaningful to me. And I joined the Discord server, and I started hanging out on the Twitch channel, and then I started kind of participating with the mutual aid events because at the time I was very actively on Twitch. And I was like, hey, yeah, like I'll sign up to do these fundraisers. And yeah, I just kind of became more and more involved with the Clowder. And then eventually I got the call where Gender Master invited me to be a co-host on the podcast.
Yeah,
And
that's my next question is what do you contribute to the Clowder
well,
these
yeah.
days?
So yeah, so I am a co-host on Genderful. I mean, sometimes I actually host it by myself, but for the large part, it's both of us. And that I would say is my main contribution to the Clowder. I do some other kind of background work as well. So I have actually edited some episodes of Genderful. Just kind of providing support where it's needed. I'm also technically a mod on Twitch, although I'm not like I'm more of in like a support slash backup kind of capacity. So I'm not actively modding the Twitch channel. And as I said before, I also participate in most of our fundraisers and our special events, like Tidor, for instance. So kind of participate wherever I can, where my schedule allows.
Yeah, I love it. Can you tell our listeners and readers a bit about what you love about the Clowder, why this community and its content is important to you?
I mean, so I came out as trans during the pandemic, which was already very socially isolating for me. And kind of like all my like IRL meet space friends are all kind of cishet. And I like before I came out, like I literally didn't know a single trans person. And that's tough. It's really, really tough. And the Clowder has kind of given me that like social outlet to like just hang out and just be with other trans people online. I mean, it's not the same as like being with people in person, but it's the next best thing. And that was really really helpful to me because I was feeling really socially isolated, both in terms of being around people, interacting with people in general, and just being around like my people, like other trans people. So that's something that has been extremely valuable to me. It's done wonders for my mental health, and just giving me that sense of community has been really really important to me.
Yeah, it's a really special community.
Yeah, it really
It,
is.
I love how like it has really become a lot of disabled trans people that are kind of
Hmm.
in the core, especially with the COVID lockdowns kind of wrapping up and a lot of people going back to work, so to speak.
Yeah, yeah.
The folks who are able to still be around and contributing tend to be fellow disabled trans people. So it's not what I set out to do, but gosh, it sure is what's happening.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because if you have a disability that prevents you from like going out and meeting people in person, or I mean, if you live in an isolated area, like going out and meeting people in person may not be an option. So like just it's really important that we have these online spaces where we can feel safe and we can feel community with others.
Yeah. So this next question I had to reword a little bit. So it used to ask, please share your gratitude for our patrons in your own words. Feel free to share anything you've been able to buy with the tips or patronage that we receive. But you're actually one of our Patreon
I
patrons.
am,
And
yes.
so maybe the rephrase is why did you decide to become one of our patrons, which I am so grateful for.
Yeah, well, of course. I mean, I really believe in the work that we do, and I'm in a position where I am able to give back financially to people who have made a significant difference in my life, or people who have enriched my life, and that's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. And I've actually I was on disability leave for a couple of years, and I've just started working again as of last September. And let me tell you, going from being very financially insecure to all of a sudden being very financially secure has left me with a lot of disposable incomes. So, and an extra like $100 coming out of my pocket every month is completely meaningless to me, but can mean the world to a lot of different people. So, I signed up for Patreon to pay it forward because there are a number of people in my life, this community being one of them, probably being the principal one. That's I honestly don't know if I would have made it through the pandemic without these communities. So, um, being able to give back to the people that have enriched my life so much really brings me a lot of joy.
Really wonderful. So touching. Thank you, Miranda. This community means a lot to me too. And it's my full-time shenanigans. So I cannot subscribe to the Patreon, but my
Yes.
wife actually is one of our Patreon patrons.
Yeah. I mean, like I've already been donating my time,
Yeah.
like for a while now, but I'm happy to be supporting financially as well.
Yeah. I guess that's my primary donation is like, oh my God, so much time.
Yes.
Like 40 to 60 hours a week for 3 years amount of time, whatever, however many hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of hours that is. That's what I've been doing. Well, thank you so much, Miranda, for this little mini spotlight today. Folks, if you'd
Hey.
like to learn more about Miranda, you can check out the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/the @ NAS Attack, NASSATTACK. What did you all think about this post? Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you next month. This is Gender Master, they them pronouns.